Well, greetings everybody, and welcome to yet another new edition of the Inworld Review. We've been away for nearly a month now, actually, just having a little spring break, I suppose we should say. But we're back with a vengeance here, and we're going to bore the pants off you for the next 5 hours. Okay. As a guest, no, not
5
really.
hours?
Yeah, not really, but just these shows are funny because sometimes you rehearse them and start talking off camera, and you realise that you've been talking for the length of 3 shows. And you think, well, why didn't we just record it at the time? Anyway, right. We'll just be having a quick update on OpenSim and Hypercruise Safari, but um, after that we'll be looking at. Oh God, what is Wolf? What is it called again? Wolf Territories, isn't
Wolf
it?
Territory Squid.
Yeah, Wolf Territories Grid. Yeah, I did.
We rehearsed this.
Yeah, I know, but I've forgotten. I've been getting confused with Jubilees and stuff. Right, I thought Thursday was Sunday. That shows you how off I was. Right, yeah. We'll be looking at Wolf Territories anyway. And to talk about that, I welcome our guest for this week. His name is Lone Wolf, at least that's his avatar name. So welcome, Lone, as I shall call you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Okay.
Me and the fleas.
Yes, it's an absolute pleasure, especially as I also already know what we're getting. If you see what I mean. Anyway, we'll talk about your history and a few other things in a short while. What I'll do quickly, because it's sort of part of the show, is quickly round up some sort of safari news. First things first. I'm now showing on our center screen here. Safari goes to the docks. Indeed, it does. Not the dogs. The dogs.
Oh.
You'll find this at hgsafari.blogspot.com. So that's hgsafari.blogspot.com. Thursday Ember's blog, of course, and it's a roundup of what actually happened during this week's safari. Just scrolling down briefly here, we went to we went to Liverpool City and the Liverpool docks. And we got a very technical, sort of historical sort of talk, about the history of the docks and the transatlantic routes and the goods and cotton, tobacco, sugar and stuff. And it's basically a recreation. It also includes slaves, but it is not one of them type Sims. Okay, but the real highlight for me is after that we went to the famous Penny Lane and was immortalised by the Beatles. Named after James Penny, and who was a slave merchant, by the way. Apparently, the jury is still out on that. Oh, okay. One thing that's without doubt is the Beatles are Liverpool's #1 export, the pride and joy of the city, and there's a huge Beatles museum there too. So I'm now going to quickly switch over while we're on this safari. To the video screen where you can kind of see a picture of Lone. But we're coming back to that later. Before we go on that little ride, we're going to look at bits of safari. Most of this footage is silent, so I can simply talk over it. That is Flirta herself. I'm not sure what she's doing there, but it's only 21 seconds of it, whatever it is. There was a bookshop there, I think, to go with the build. Or that might be Belfast. I might have got the week's pick mixed up here. Oh, yeah, here we are. Yeah, we haven't shown these yet. So this actually was the previous visit where we went to Belfast, which is another sort of photographic museum of the days of the, what they politely call the Troubles. And quite interesting, really. It does tend to be... difficult subject to tackle really because it's an exhibition. It's clearly an exhibition by photography on one side of the Troubles, shall we say, but it's not really political or anything. From there, we moved on to a Japanese build. I can't remember exactly what its name is. I was hoping Further must have been here to tell us. But as you can see, I just have my camera roaming around as usual. Oh yes, we were led to a kind of meditation there. You can probably see me sitting or rather kneeling on the mat, ready to be meditated upon, or vice versa. And yeah, okay, I'm going to shoot. Which one is this? Okay, I'm going to shoot forward to the next one. Oh yeah, here we are. Just sort of very well resed avatar there by the look of it. I do remember this that it was a reasonably laggy region. So as you can see, very Japanese authentic build, and it's actually a very big region too. So we obviously met initially in this smaller area. I'm going to quickly spin along here just to see. Right, so I started coming out a bit to get a bit of the rest of the region in. Don't know how far we got. I know I've got some nice aerial shots which will give you an idea. If you go to hgsafari.blogspot.com and look at the blog from a couple of weeks ago, then Thursday will have the region address and everything else in there if you want to follow this up. Moving on to the next one. Yeah, a bit more of the indoors bit. This is another location now out on the sim. There's a lot of big flat areas here you can see, which look like it should be full of the great unresed. But in fact, I don't think there was anything there too resed. There's got a lot of space between. I think they've got the main centre in the town, and then they've got lots of Japanese residences which have a lot of open space around them. Presumably, they rent them out to friends, and the friends will have the extra space to decorate around on the land. All right, moving down a bit here. Okay. Well, now we're on this week's, and as I said, one of the places we went to featured the Yellow Submarine. Now, if I remember rightly, it's Pepperland. And if you've ever seen the movie Yellow Submarine, these are the Beatles as cartoon characters you're seeing there. And all this space was very similar to the way the backgrounds, the cell backgrounds would have been on the animation. There's going to be a mountaintop here where all the blue meanies are. And if you don't know what a blue meanie is, well, I guess it was meant to be references to policemen, the days when. There we are, the Blue Meanies army, all getting ready to pounce on the beautiful children. Yeah, that phrase went out of fashion. In fact, I think they were called the Fuzz in those days, if you were one for the colloquialisms. Do you remember Yellow Submarine, or was it before your time, Lone?
Oh, I can't possibly say.
You can't. Okay,
I think it was. No, it was when it was when I was a teenager. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, same here. It was probably. That's not me, by the way. That it looks like my avatar in Second Life, but this is OpenSim, so I'm not. I'm not a pussycat here. Right. So pretty simple model of the actual thing there. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit more. Oh yes, there's a little place here, this is just a snapshot showing all the Pepperland characters, both John George, Ringo John, and all the assorted other things. And yeah, we're back on that one again, aren't we? Right. Okay. Oh, this is down at the ground. This was actually more like the landing area there. Oh yeah, and you can get a free Yellow Submarine motor. I don't know. I haven't looked at it, so I don't know what it does. Okay, let's just see. There we are. The cat again. It may be that the bit I'm looking for now I didn't actually get to film. No, I don't think I did. There was
That's
actually
the ship at the dock, Mal. Or you're looking at Pepperland yet?
Yeah, no, I've just jumped from Pepperland. Yeah, no, I was hoping actually that in one of these trips, but I don't think it was at the last minute, so I teleported to Thursday, and one of the Yellow Submarines is actually big enough that you can teleport into it. But I don't think I actually managed to film that. So what we're looking at now is the bit we went to before, which is also Liverpool, not from the Beatles' point of view, but from the Liverpool docks. And there's not much to see once you've seen it, if you see what I mean. It's like the docks are in the middle. There's lots of faithful building around it, and as we were told, this building and this ship is used for that, and the goods that were imported, and it's a bit of a historical lesson, and obviously a build, based on the historical location. But quite frankly, when it came to my camera work, we were just sort of sitting there watching most of the time. And look at the here now, right? So
Me again.
I'm going to pause that because
Okay.
That's the bit we'll be at in a minute. Right. Okay. Now putting that away briefly. Graham Mills is the chap who's done a bit of the docs there, and on Thursday's blog here, hgsafari.blogspot.com, you can read more about it and some other pictures she's got there. So that was my little roundup. The other thing, there's a post from the OpenSim Fest, which is happening in July here. This is their website. It's called OpenSimFest.com. So OpenSimFest.com. And basically announcing that building is underway since June the 1st, which is a couple of days ago, basically. So they've all been making their local accounts and getting ready to build, even though it's still a month or so away. But will you be attending that, no?
Yeah, we've actually got quite a big area at it. I haven't found it yet. I'm sure it's there. I've got my avatar, but I haven't found where I'm supposed to be building yet.
I don't think we will have, although we may have a default booth if it's left over from the previous one. But I remember one. I was given the coordinates on where the booth was. It just took me forever to find it. I think it was on the wrong level at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'd gone to a stage which was big but in the sky or something, and I didn't know where I was going. But a great thing as opposed to the OpenSim community conference.
I know who I'm next to, and she knows where hers is. So I think if I find her, and then she can take me or whatever, I'll find it. But I'm quite excited about it. I hope it'll be a really good thing to go and visit or to go and see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, the focus here is on entertainment too, so it's the users and creators in OpenSim being represented there, as opposed to something like the community conference where people go on stage and talk about it. It's a bit more academic, or we have discussions, a more serious side, whereas this is the fun side of things, and the music and the art and all sorts of stuff. So a great place to actually visit. If I recall, when they're talking about the building is open now, it actually means that they have they literally have their own region built ready. They
seem to have quite a few regions.
Yeah, so those those will be open for the builders, but they don't mention it here, which probably means they don't want people coming in advance. They also have a group on Discord, so you can keep in touch with them there, as well as at the website here, which, as I said, was OpenSimFest.com. So if I remove these two items, that's it for my web pages until later on in the show when we come back to you. So, right, where am I? I will put that away, and I'm going to bring the video back forward here. Oh, don't give me one of your wheelies. Oh, the dreaded wheelies.
Is it not working?
No, it's there. It's just taking as well to bring
there it is.
There we are. Okay. So, before I start, I'm going to start running these pictures, and we'll sort of talk the video, and we'll sort of talk over them a little bit. But first of all,
that's cool.
Let's talk about you a little bit, because you got quite a long history going back, I guess, to Second Life. And
So
reasons for moving from that, etc., etc. So
sure, we could do that. So started off in Second Life with 3 low prim sims. I really wanted to do a Wild West themed thing, and there was a lot of Wild West. There was a big set of Wild West regions where you could join their regions, but it was of course the usual political disaster. And so I had 3 low prim sims, which was costing me about $300 a month, but it just wasn't big enough. and I was frustrated because I knew it was going to cost a lot of money to go really big, and the regions next to me kept changing because people kept going, oh, I don't want to do it anymore or whatever. So I started looking at OpenSim. So I wandered over to OpenSim and started off with Kitely, I think, which I really loved, but he wasn't big enough either. So then I went over to Zeta Worlds, and Vincent was brilliant, and had a couple of servers there. But I kind of outgrew that, and I kind of wanted my own grid. So I got some help from a very good friend of mine from Masala Estates, and he helped me. We set up the first server, and then I kind of got carried away and kind of took it all over, and then just really got it to grow. I just wanted to build a virtual world like OpenSim kind of thing, which was really, really huge. At the moment, it's about 740 square kilometers. We are the third biggest, according to Hypergrid Business, in terms of land area. We're the third biggest. The two above us are Kitely and...
70 regions. What was it, 70 regions you've got?
720. Oh, sorry. These are 1024 by 1024 regions, so it's 720 of those, which works out about 11... It's about 11,000. 11,500 or something like that.
No wonder you outgrew your space.
Yeah, I just couldn't fit in there. I just wanted a world that would just be so huge. The whole idea of having an event on, and someone could come from the other side on a boat, sail all the way across, and it would take them about an hour and a half. And then they get lost on the way, and that's just the real goal of it. And it's not completely Wild West themed now. It's more open to other things as well.
Well, one thing I noticed when I was looking around it with you is that all your water areas are actually usable water. Now that makes a big difference.
That's right.
Somebody can literally get a boat from an island to another island, and you're not just looking out and being forced to teleport. You can move in real time.
Yeah, that's one of the really important things to me, is that everything's linked. So, and it's a really interesting concept, because some people have kind of come across and go, I'm interested in land, can I have a 3x3? And I'm like, no, you've got to have a 4x4, because everything is 4x4s, because you can't link different sized regions together, because it's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters. It's bad.
Fair enough.
It's bad. It is. Apparently it's evil. Somebody told me it was evil. I trust them, so that's the way it is.
Yeah,
so, although we do have small parcels.
At one point, I was told you couldn't do that at all. Once you're in the, the file files and stuff like that, you can make it bigger or smaller, but you can't join them together, even if they're the same size. So, sounds like something that's there.
Yeah, it may be in the past you couldn't, but now you can. So, yeah. So it's cool. Yeah, So, but obviously, it takes some tech to do that, and we're going to cover that a bit later on. Some of the tech I've got, which is I've pioneered a few things to make it work. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So, in terms of the grid itself, managing it, are you're open for residents and things like that, or is it strictly a private? So it's
anyone can come along.
It's a very personal project, but at the same time, it's open to. Well, when you're open to residents, do they have to sort of conform to kind of? I can't call it role play because it's not, but your vision, your vision of the grid. I mean, it takes something like Second Life, where there's no real vision, and it means people coming in could do anything.
I think I just have some really basic rules, and that is that you stick to obviously the rating of the region. So if you're on a general region, don't start doing things that are adult. If you're on an adult region, do what you like, and just as long as you're being nice to everybody, and it's about building community rather than just having people sit in their own little region or somewhere that they can't go anywhere. It's about building that community. So I don't really have any rules except be nice to each other. And so it's all in the covenant anyway on the land, if you can find it. but I wanted to create something that wasn't like a sort of governed thing, because some grids are quite strict. You can only wear blue trousers on Tuesdays, and things like that. I just wanted to. It's like with events, because of the size of us, we are going to have events that clash with each other. And do you know what? That's okay, because there's different types of music and things like that, and we're a big enough grid to cope with it. So as far as conforming goes, it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of let's just come along and see where this goes. You know,
I think I mentioned
yeah.
to you that when I was creating one of my own regions when it was on OpenSim. I mean, I like the idea of putting everything down just to positioning sort of things so they don't really fit, but then writing backstories to kind of explain it. And many years ago, when I first entered Second Life, I wanted somewhere to live, so somebody offered me one of the tree houses, which you've got too, of course. Well, similar to the ones we filmed.
Yeah.
And it was on the medieval role play sim, and no sooner they talked me into being there, then I realised that, well, what do you mean I can't put a new screen up or a television or all that?
Yeah.
So
No, not like that.
I quite literally invented a role for myself as the village wizard.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I could then explain all the high-tech things that I was playing with, but virtually,
Yeah.
of course. Well, this thing, it beams news onto my wall, and it's all news for the future because I'm a wizard and I conjured it out.
Yeah. I mean, it is funny. I mean, human beings are very tribal. So actually, if you get someone and pop them into it, they rent a bit of land in a very Wild West kind of environment. They will naturally conform to it, not because they've been told to, but just because they do. And if they put a little TV screen in, do you know what? That's cool. It's fine. No one's going to die. In fact, it just creates enjoyment. If people are enjoying my grid and enjoying being part of it, that's cool. If they're not because can I put a TV screen down? No, I'm not like that. Just put a TV screen in if you want.
I think it's the attraction thing, isn't it? If people want to be there, they want to be there. I mean, when I first came to London when I was about 18 or something like that, I found myself surrounded by Australians, and within about 6 months, I was talking in an Australian accent. I mean, it wasn't because I'd been forced to. It's because I voluntarily was quite happy with the social group.
Yeah.
I was probably talking with an Australian accent, and I never put it on. It just sort of came.
Yeah.
Well, you were probably replying to somebody with that accent, so and I'm sure it's the same. If you spend enough time in an environment with different accents or whatever, you probably sort of adopt them.
Yeah, you do. We try and become part of the tribe we're in, and that can be controlled by our environment or the people we're with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Some people can actually successfully keep their own accent in an alien place, but I think they're few and far between, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have terrible trouble. Now I've got an Australian accent just sitting there next to you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, never mind. I tend to lapse into accents. I don't even know what they are sometimes. It's just sort of.
No, that's right. Yeah.
It seems to be the right sort of accent for the thing,
Yeah, that's it.
Sort of. When one is celebrating one's birthday.
Oh, is the Queen here? Is Her Majesty here?
Well, it depends, I think. You mean am I here? I'm not sure I remember whether I'm here or not, actually. Don't think I'm going to be here for much longer. Yeah.
I don't think she is, to be honest. Bless her. Yeah. God rest her soul.
Shame, yeah.
Shame.
At least she's witnessed this, So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, okay, we diverge, I suppose. I'm going to get this, if you, James actually has this still of the video on the screen at the moment, so I'm going to start this playing. It's all silent that I recorded with you, so we can talk about it.
We can talk it for,
we've seen you actually sitting on the seats here anyway. You are a big, strapping, I was going to say lion, wolf. You make me look quite diminutive.
Yeah, I don't know. My mother says I have big bones.
Yeah. Oh, we both wear. We're both
But she had big bones too. Yeah. Is this working? Is it working?
Yeah, not yet, but it's going to. I'm going to press the play button now. Out of sight and out of sound. And here we are.
There he goes.
This is actually you on one of your many grids, of course. We're talking 700 regions.
Yeah.
I have not been in there and filmed 700 regions. That was pushing it, but we got
we did a selection. Yeah, what you'll see here is not actually anything like the size of it in terms of just the sheer size of it. There's loads more things going on, So this is actually I've got a couple of builders who are absolutely brilliant, and so they built a couple of islands because they could, and so this is part of that.
I should explain
And
that
so,
this opening sequence and a couple of others, I deliberately had our camera follow you around. So
yeah, that's right.
We're behind you, and we're just following where you
Following
go.
me around, yeah.
There is some footage coming up in a bit that actually shows you from shows the whole regions from the air and things, so we can see.
Oh, that's cool.
We have a lot of idea of the expanse, as it were.
Yeah, and it is huge. It is really, really big. And that's the whole point of it. The whole point of it is to create a virtual world, a place where you can actually really, really explore and come back and explore some more the next week and go somewhere else, with all kinds of different things available for people to see, and some cool code, I've got to say. So
this reminds. I think I got film of it. We'll see later, but I immediately remember the. It reminded me of. Actually, she was a designer of women's clothes in Second Life in the early days, but she had an island region there, which, if you looked at from the air, it was actually shaped like a woman's leg, and a classic.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I've got a cat.
Yeah, and you showed me the one with that logo on it as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I like doing that. I've got about 3 or 4 of them. I've got a video on my YouTube channel, plug. That actually shows you how to do it, how to take a photograph and turning it into a terrain.
Oh right, very good.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a thing, and I actually take a cat picture and turn it into a cat terrain, and you can actually see the cat terrain on at Wolf Territories Grid. You just look at the map and there it is, and go and teleport over to it.
It's like a raw file, presumably, isn't it? And you just...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have to do a bit of image editing and...
Yeah. No, it's good. Actually, I think our region here, Safari, it's either here or the OS Grid Safari. So this is actually... she's put a platform in the sky with the logo on it. So if you look on the map...
Yeah, that's another way of doing it. But the problem with that is that if...
There's the tree houses.
If someone's got their draw distance at 1024, they get a big shadow over the land.
Yeah, very true.
From the prim.
I spoil myself with a high draw distance maximum, basically.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
This is the western areas.
Yeah, this is actually this was actually started off in Kitely, this one, and this is actually a tiny weedy 256 ore which I started with, of a Wild West town, and I just built it into a full 1024 by 1024 region, and this was where it started. Really, this is what it started with in OpenSim. This has been quite edited actually. So yeah, so as we zoom around, but you can start seeing there's mountains everywhere, and they're just if your draw distance is high, you get to see the depth of it, and on a lot of other regions you go to, they've got mountains around the outside, but they're mesh. But these aren't mesh. Nothing's mesh here. It's all... Well, it is... We do have mesh here, obviously, for objects and things like that. But when you see a mountain, you could just go sail over to it and climb up it. It's all real. And we've got running trains, of course.
Yeah, now this is another thing we're going to be seeing a bit of as we move around. This railway system, it doesn't traverse the whole 700 regions, but
it doesn't.
It does connect to an awful lot of them, doesn't
Quite a few, yeah. And it's just that the project of the future, the big issue with it is grid crossings, region crossings. And if you keep the railroad within the same region, it works perfectly forever. And if you don't, there's something in OpenSim where it will run for about 2 or 3 days, and then we have a problem, and that's the thing I've been going on for ages. And trains are quite difficult to build because you need them to follow the tracks, and also the angles of the carriages and the engine. It's quite difficult to keep them in the right all at the right angle and everything like that. So it took me about 6 months just to get to the point of building that amount of trains and things like that. I'm sure we'll get to the trains a bit later. So this is a bit round Wolf Territories 13. This is, if you want to come over and have a little wander around there.
Yeah.
Bring a horse.
This is nice too. I like the way that the balcony has been moved.
Yeah, you can sit on that.
And actually, you get an idea of the scale too, because you pan right into the wide.
Yeah.
Definitely a sim join there.
There's a sim join. Yeah, it's very difficult to get the textures to actually match.
Yeah.
Occasionally we manage it sort of more or less, but it's just because of the way it works. Now we're at Wolf Territories exhibition. This is where I actually make my YouTube videos. And this is one of Luna Lunaria's. I love her work. I bought it all, most of it. I think I probably have bought it all.
Yeah.
So you'll see that scattered around the grid.
I'm going to try and get her on.
There's a train going past. That smoke is off of a train.
Yeah. Choo choo, choo choo,
choo choo. Yeah, exactly.
We got a train horn noise somewhere.
How professional.
This is the proper exhibition centre, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is a big exhibition centre, and it's pretty huge. And I've got a few different buildings there, and but this is actually where I make my videos. So there's actually, so if you watch the videos, you can come here and see the little exhibition I've done of. That's a cafe I haven't finished. It's another endless. I'm always not finishing things. But it's the autism, because I have autism, so I tend to sort of do things. You know, I like have a big burst on something, and then I kind of wander off to the next thing. Oh, look, a squirrel!
I sympathise with that, actually. I don't know I'm autistic.
Yeah,
I definitely sympathise with that. You've only got so much time when you can actually keep concentrating on a project. And
that's the trouble. Is if I see a new idea and then I get hooked on it, then I'll do the new idea before. So that's another one of Luna's buildings.
While it's in memory,
Yeah, that's it. I'll get on, and I then put 150% into things, to something, and then I can't. It's like the whole world, my whole world disappears, and yeah.
You were telling me something about this bridge, weren't you, before?
Because that's actually it's actually a real bridge in Japan. Yeah. It's a Japanese bridge, and I just love it. I just love the symmetry of it. So you'll see that on a couple of places. That's actually a real building as well, with a big waterfall in it. So again, Wolf Territories exhibition. So if you go to Welcome, you can pull up our destination guide, and you can take it. And that's this building we're heading towards now. That's actually the building that has the exhibition of all the stuff from the YouTube videos, which talks about which we're going to. And this is where I build my trains. You can see there's bits of trains lying around. This is Wolf Territories Railroad. Again, you can get that through the destination guide, and you can see all the bits and pieces.
This is worth mentioning too, because not many grids actually do it. But when you actually click on the destination guide in Firestorm or whatever. People in Second Life know you get a good, nice sliding bar with destinations and stuff. Well, you've actually enabled it for all your 700 regions here. So
yeah, it's certainly it's
not difficult.
No, it's basically we select the best regions, and if we've got events on as well, that's a Flying Scotsman train. If we've got events on as well, they go in there. So it's a really cool way of just getting started in Wolf Territories Grid. Obviously, I can't put everything on there, but. Yeah, so this is the main dock and station. This is we've got quite a big town, goes over 3 regions. That's 3 1024 by 1024 regions. So that's.
There's a reason I paused for a minute and started at this end. I forget what it was. I think some camera problem at the other end, but we.
Oh yeah, maybe.
We slowly moved through to that building, didn't we? We came and looked at the station on the side here.
Yeah.
This was the original Grand Central Station, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. So basically, I wanted to build a really huge station, or a pretty big station.
Yeah.
So this is my little cafe where sometimes I hang around and I'm being a nuisance.
Here we are.
This station, this is actually all working, and all the points work and everything. So we can actually direct trains to different destinations. So it's a little station. Put together,
little big station.
So that's the barn, which is quite a big events place. We have events again occasionally. Zooming in, there's a little ride with animals on it. Fish, or is it fish or
fish? No,
it's fish. Oh no, that's a seal there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Seal. I never know the difference.
Yeah, that's right. Because you said, "Oh, look, it's chickens or something."
Seals, sea lions. I get
sea lions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never know which is which. Dolphins.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Where's the rest yet? Yeah, there's a big town here, which you can't see in this video, but it was there on ISGov. But again, some of the things aren't showing up on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a big.
It's not showing up.
I got a big draw distance, but it's still took quite a while to res in some places.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, it's best for you
the moment
if you
I
get
put out to give you an
yeah.
impression of the size, then the resolution of everything in the details starts going. When I pan back in, again.
Yeah, it is best to get a free account on the grid if you're going to start exploring it, because of course it's much quicker to it'll be a much quicker experience. So yeah, this is the barn. I built this some time ago actually, and I built it a bit big. I always build everything too big, but yeah, it's got working curtains and the stage and everything like that. So we have shows here sometimes, and some very very posh chairs.
Yeah, I was just saying, very regal, in fact.
Yes, it's very regal, and then there's bales of hay, bales of hay, but bales of bay. Yeah, so yeah, there's a line dancing floor there, so people do line dancing, as you do, Yeah, you can start seeing the size of everything and just how big it is.
Well, it's only a fraction. If you've got 700 regions there, it's only a fraction.
This is teeny. Yeah, this is 1%.
Yeah, it's no wonder there's so much empty space in it too.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting thing is when you're building Second Life. You know, I love laughing at people in Second Life because they go, "I've got a 2048. I don't know what to do with it," you know. and building in a tiny space is very different to building where you can have 20 regions just as mountains, you know, just because you can. So you build it in a much more natural way because you've got much more space to deal with, you know. And it's been really exciting seeing people who've rented regions off of us, and they're like, you know, and they put up a mesh mountain around the outside of their region. I'm saying, take that down. They go, why is that? Because I'll build you mountains, and then I'll run some software, and we build them some nice mountains around the outside of their region that are real, that they can walk up and down and do their stuff with. This is the racetrack, so basically,
mesh doesn't allow you to do terrains quick and things. I mean, we had a exhibition once. I think we're on. It was the Hypergrid Expo thing that Cesar and I did. We're on 4 regions, but all 4 regions were covered in a full. It was about 16 region mesh. So around on the 4 regions, and then mountains around the edge. But it was so quick to do. If we'd had to landscape that using I mean, I use there's a really cool thing on Kite that you can buy for about $20 called a fractal mountain generator. I can't remember the guy's name who makes it, but that's what I used to do most of the mountains. Sometimes I do things with raw files, so I actually design them outside of World. So this is this is one of my projects. A little wolf shot. Here I am looking very handsome. Yes.
This is my summer look, which is the same as my winter look. I go to events and they go formal.
You're up on the top of the mountains there. You should be a bit more wintry.
Yeah. No, I've got fur. I don't need it. Fur and fleas. That's all I need. They keep me warm.
This I must have been paused here for some reason when I think that was it. I came in on you and you disappeared, and I think I was busy trying to find you, which is
you kind of lost me.
I thought you paused. Here we are.
I thought you were following me, but you weren't. I just lost you completely. But that happens a lot. You know, the amount of times
I think I opted to follow you, and you teleported off before I could activate the camera.
I think I just walked. But I just walked somewhere. Oh no, there I go. We're teleporting somewhere, aren't we? Where are we now? Oh yeah, this is the top of a mountain, and we've got like a wintry, foresty type thing, where we have events here. This is where it went a bit crazy, in terms of the camera thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can come here and we have events, and again another good place to get lost because it is at the top of one of our mountains. We've got quite a few mountains lying around, which is quite cool. There it is. So you can see the colour changing in the back. That's a lighting system I built that changes colour. It's kind of nice when you've got an event going on.
Oh yes. Yes,
it's changing colour. But we've got quite a few venues. We've got all different types of venues for every taste. And if we haven't got one for your taste, I'm sure we can build something.
Yeah, definitely got the space for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no, I'm gonna bust in here and ask a question because I asked it the other day, which I thought was absolutely fascinating. We were having some problems on this grid last week, and you said to me, "Oh, well, just grab an AWR file and send it to me, and we'll
load it."
Yeah, you'll load it somewhere, and we'll come to the back end side of this a bit later. But what I found was fascinating is that you actually have a system where, and it's not sharding, is it? But you can,
No.
if you have an event, it's overloaded. You can. Oh God, how did it work?
So basically, what we've got is a way.
Yeah,
I can basically.
You can take a server down and put it out without people in it noticing.
Yeah. So basically, what we can do is like a live move. So I can move a whole server from one. So what we have is we had some bare metal servers, and on those bare metal servers we have like virtual machines, and I can actually pick up a virtual machine from one server and move it to another one live while people are dancing away in an event.
And they don't.
They won't notice. They'd probably notice for about a millionth of a second, but no, they wouldn't notice.
Just a minor glitch.
just a minor.
Is there anything in that sort of system that can presumably can be used for a kind of scaling thing? Because I know it's science-based and people, they actually create shards of a venue. But of course, if you go in with a friend and your friend goes in a few months later and ends up on a different shard, you lose the experience of two of you traveling.
Yeah. No, I don't really believe in it. I just think we should scale the tech so that you can have as many avatars in as you want. And what I have is my grid now is pretty much database driven. So, for instance, creating a region is putting a line in a database and then triggering something on a server, and the server will go, "Oh, I need to create a region," and it'll put the region in just like that. So, for instance, if I want to create 100 regions, now it would take me. I just got to type a few things in, hit a button, it creates the database records, and the server will go off and run it. And if I want to then move that 100 regions to a different server, or half the regions to a different server, it can all be done really, really easily.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's actually just astonished me, because OpenSim, even Second Life, and all these things, that's always been the awkward thing. Oh, God, we crashed the server. Safari is coming. It's going to crash the server. That's the idea, But
exactly.
To have a way of eliminating that, problem from the whole proceedings is wonderful, really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it does happen because obviously people rent a region that's empty, and then they put 23,000 prims up, and it's not empty anymore. So we need to kind of be able to move it to another server where it can be a bit more comfortable. And work just a bit better. So that's the kind of thing we do, yeah. So, we being me. I mean, the other thing as well is I think one of the things about having my own grid was I was really frustrated about, how difficult it was to get things done. Like you give someone an AWR and then you wait 2 weeks for it to turn up on the region, and you think this is just not really, so I want to turn everything around really quick. But to do that, you've got to have the right systems in place to be able to do it, Like I've got one of my very, very beautiful customers. She's got loads of regions. She's always like going, "Oh, can you move 54 to 33, please?" So we just do it as quick. I want that one moved there, and this one moved over there, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So we do it as quick as we can. So it's like loading IAR files as well. Very happy to do that.
Yeah.
And no one's given me anything that's a challenge. I've had it through 30, 40 gig ones. But again, not really a challenge for this grid at all. There he is running.
Yeah, I just
from something.
For some reason, I had a major. I think it was a recording when I didn't know.
You did, yeah. I did a really good run up a tower, didn't I? And you didn't get any of it.
That's right. And then we had to come back and redo it. There you are. So we're
no film in the camera at all. So I was running frustratedly through the forest.
Yeah. You're not supposed to run out of film in a virtual world. Come on.
Yes.
I managed it.
There's no film on the camera, is there? no. But you can see, yeah, this is down looking. I think there's a marina here somewhere, but we'll get to that. Yes, there's me on top of the tower, looking very tall and regal. Yeah. Oh, there's me again.
What are we watching there?
Yeah, there we are. This is when I went back down the tower. This wasn't as good as the one you didn't get on the film.
The one I didn't get. Yeah.
No,
we rushed the second version, but at least we got to see inside here and.
Yeah, let's see some of the builds and the buildings that go on. Yeah. But it's all open for people to visit and just explore. And there are some little secret places that are not on the destination guide that you can find.
I love this. The spiral staircase.
Down I go. Dizzy as anything I was at the bottom.
Trying to keep a camera on somebody walking down a spiral staircase without slipping through the wall is a nightmare.
Yeah.
You got down.
Good job.
Look good.
Good job, out of come. Yeah. Oh. No, I'm in a bush here. Yeah, this happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's all kinds of holes and things in the forest. How do I get out? Help!
Well, I mentioned to you that when I was had this 5x5 file region I created for Metaworld, I still got it. It's just not online. I actually worked from the sky, and I just dropped gigantic meshes. I flattened all the land so it didn't exist. And then I just recreated landscape by dropping gigantic meshes.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of them overlapping and things. And I didn't know what on earth I created until long afterwards when I actually went down to the ground and thought, there's a cave there. And this would make a nice little river.
Yeah, it's one of the really sad things about the terrain thing within OpenSim and Second Life as well, is that you can't create caves in the terrain. You have to use mesh to do it. It's a bit of a shame, but, it's life.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I love my caves, but the temptation is always to I can forget my avatar's quite small, and I always make it so that I can fit, and I'm pretty certain I can fit, and then realise that somebody who's bigger than me is not going to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you do get more of an idea of how big this is, as a project. When you look at everything you're looking at, you can go there, you can sail, you can walk up the mountains.
Yeah, on the ground there, we saw your logo again for a minute. Now that's the thing we've got in the sky as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Don't know whether we got that on film. I think we did. There's about 3 clips to go yet, so we'll see.
Yeah.
20, 40. Yeah, about 4 minutes left.
Mm.
And a little fairy tale castle.
Zoom out of that.
Yeah, again, it's lovely panning out because you get a sense of the size. There we are.
There it is. Yeah, so that's one of my my little logos. So you're actually looking at the map there. And as I said, you can see that they're all regions you can sail on. There's Pirate Islands. There's a bunch of islands. Some very rough water and all kinds of places you can take a sailing boat and go and explore.
Yeah, the Skull and Crossbones. It's actual physical land when you get down to.
Yes, it is. It's actual physical land. Yeah.
Yeah, very unique sort of long thin strips there. The bones. Really.
Do you know? I'm looking at this. I can't remember where it is.
No.
Where is that? Oh, I know. I think it's on the islands up the top, to the north, about northwest somewhere. It's so funny. We only filmed this the other day. Where on earth is that?
Oh yeah, lovely foliage here. I mean, I've got those actually.
Foliage, yes.
Yeah, the flowers.
I love a bit of foliage.
I like mountains and valleys, and
Yeah, mountains and valleys.
Plants and stuff.
Make you feel all Welsh. Yeah, this is some of the landscaping that we've had done. They're so brilliant at creating this sort of.
I know what's coming here. I'm sure we filmed it.
It's the treehouse thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so the landscapers set it up with this treehouse, so they gave me this basket thing and said, "Can you script this?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I scripted it, so you don't have to sit on it; you just walk into it. Hopefully, I'll walk into it in a second and make it work. If that's what we filmed.
Yeah, I think I filmed in advance. I panned up before I realised you were going to demo it. Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah, that's right.
That's it. So you're coming over now to demo it.
Yeah, here I come.
Here I come. I like it.
in the plants. Oh, I'm gonna zoom out.
In the plants again. Yeah, that's me and my
Yeah,
camera.
yeah.
Should have stayed
I'm sure
still.
this is where I get fleas. I'm sure in this long grass, this is where they live. They hassle me. Always itching. Flipping things.
There
So
we
he
go.
handsomely walks to the thing. So you click it, and then you go. And yeah, and the reason it's moving like that is because he's not actually sitting on it. He's actually just walked onto it. So it's doing a very simple sort of move up.
It's
into
pulling
the tree.
him up. It's pulling him up behind it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That's right.
it works okay.
Yeah. That's quite good for filming. I mean, if I took that as film and sped it up, it would look totally.
You probably wouldn't notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gonna walk off now. There it goes into the old.
You can't
no, it didn't
remember.
go in.
You can't remember the door, if I recall.
No, I just thought it's right. I couldn't find the door, and I just decided to just walk around the outside, as you do when you can't find the door. I'm sure the door's there somewhere.
Right. Oh, I just realised this is the last of the clips we're on now, so we've got about
Cool.
2 minutes to go on this, then we'll. Yeah, I like tree houses. I've got.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah, they always seem to end up with branches or trees in them that are obstacles, so they're very impossible to navigate. They just look good. You think, oh yeah, I want to climb that.
How lovely.
Yeah. Where does he go from here?
I don't know where he goes. He's looking
thoughtful.
thoughtful.
What happened in his final minute is what I'm asking.
He looks a bit undecided.
Yeah, I think he's just posing regally, thinking, where should I go next? And then,
Yeah, work with me, baby.
and then you'll truly say, sorry, I am not filming anymore.
Yeah, I've had enough now. I'm a tired wolf. It's been a long day.
Yes. I was a tired cameraman too. You can tell by how slovenly it gets as we go along. Oh, we've got an extra waterfall in at the end.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's nice because you're zooming out and we can see the mountains, we can see the trees, we can see all.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is one of the few regions that hasn't got a large amount of open land left.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of it where there is just open land waiting to be built on. We're waiting for people to come in and because we have got some pre-terraformed regions as well, so you can actually rent land where rather than just getting a flat bit of land or something like that, we can give you a mountain or some islands or whatever. Not a problem.
Right, that's it. It slides. It managed to play the whole thing there, didn't it?
As it slides down, this is that. What is that? Oh, okay. So, there is.
Yeah, sorry.
Is it me now?
Oh, right. You moved to the slides, have you?
Yeah, I did. Am I supposed to do that?
Yeah, just move back to the beginning so that James can get it. Yeah.
Oh, no, I've done something else.
Yeah,
Is this
it? That's okay. Yeah, just go forward.
Okay, forward.
And then forward again.
Forward.
There you are.
That one there. Is that okay? Yeah. Everyone's happy? So,
yep.
We've got the most beautiful little Japanese island, which is a castle. We've got about 4 or 5 castles, I think. Pretty big ones. So you can go and visit those just on the destination guide. And that's one of them. And this is another picture from that castle. And this is another picture from the castle. This is my house, which you're very welcome to come and visit, but please don't take stuff and walk off of it. Because obviously I like to see the pictures on the wall. I don't like people wandering off with them. Yeah, I built this myself. I was
doing some filming for something the other week that was like this, and I didn't realise they were around. It was just because like the film edit, and I went into what was obviously a house. It wasn't private or anything like that, and sort of lay down with a nice recliner kind of thing. And it was very later the person turned up, and they couldn't find me. I know you're here somewhere, and I can't find you. And sort of, I didn't really tell me this till later, but they spent hours trying to find me, and then realised I was asleep on the couch in their own house. Well, not really asleep, but apparently,
Yeah.
Obviously, they weren't watching the green dots, but that's another story.
Yeah, this is the back of the house with a swimming pool. It's been quite nice, and I've got an office in there as well. It's quite a big house. There's a bit of a story behind this because I actually I got hold of a really nice house. I loved it, and I rezzed it, and I just thought, you know what? Somebody said to me, I think that's on Second Life. So, being that one thing I like to do is if I find something by a creator on Second Life, I'll go and offer them some money for it, and try and get them to come to OpenSim and to provide it. But the guy it was like $100, and I was like, I'll pay it. It's such a nice lot. And he was like, no, I want my stuff removed. And so I thought, well, do you know what? I'm just going to build my own. So I built this. That's the story behind that. This is at the casino. I actually bought a casino off someone who'd had it in OpenSim for a while, and it's amazing. He's done an amazing job. But I bought all the rights to it, all the scripts and everything. So there's a little Chinese place, and here is the casino again. You can visit this, and everything works. You can play all kinds of games there. Have some more champagne, madam. One of my great friends, Luna Lemeria. This is her new.
Yeah. This is lovely.
There it is. This is absolutely incredible.
I hope to get her on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, this is actually under construction at the moment, but you can still visit. Again, it's on the destination guide if you come over. But it's just incredible, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen when it's finished. We do have an oil rig. We have some oil rigs running at the moment. We've only got 3, but that's all we really need for the fuel for the generators to run the grids. So that's them there running the grid.
I'll interrupt with a great story. Actually, there used to be a grid of early days of OpenSim called Reaction Grid.
Oh yeah.
They were a host too, and you could obviously go to them. They would host your region on a server or whatever, but they actually operated their actual servers from inside the virtual world. They actually built the server farm in the virtual world, and they
I see.
to do stuff on the servers, like put a region up or down. They did it by manipulating the screens.
I see.
In the virtual world.
That's so kind of cool idea.
You actually saw how they operated behind the scenes, in a simulation of what the real world.
Yeah. I mean, it would be technically possible for me to do that, actually, to build some screens with some buttons on it and actually bring regions up and down and move servers. Anyway, this is another wild project. It's gone stuck in my head. This is a Pink Floyd stage we're working on. We've got various things going on with that at the moment. I've actually got 2 regions where Pink Floyd is being built at the moment. So that's in the future you'll be able to come and watch a whole big show. So that's kind of cool.
Are those the avatars, the virtual Pink Floyd in the Second Life? They mime.
I think they are. Yeah, I think we are talking with them at the moment. So they're probably going to come over.
I think they're normally in Second Life. They're just mime.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So this is just an example of the mountains and waterfalls you can see. This is actually around. There's a region called Tempo, which belongs to an amazing singer called Rogue Galaxy. That's her region, but I built some mountains around the side. You can go and wander around those.
That is a lovely picture. It's got all the...
And there's another one from there. This is... what's this? Tropical Illusions, this is called. This is an event. There's some event venues here. When I built them thing. This is our world-famous castle. Actually, this is... this picture doesn't show the maze. We've actually got Hampton Court Palace maze built outside this castle. You can teleport over there and have a go at see if you can get around it. And it's an exact copy of Hampton Court Palace maze. And this is the racetrack. So this racetrack is actually built out of the terrain. So you can take your car and drive around it. It's full 1024 region. So it's pretty fast. So cool fun. That's on the racetrack as well, that church, if you want to go and have a visit to it. It's quite interesting. Yeah, there's a few Indian encampments, but they're quite hidden away because they don't really like coming out.
Are they are they adjacent to the old Wild West bit?
They're Wolf Territories 13. You can find them if you search on the map.
I love the way you know it's all by numbers.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are numbered until they get renamed. So
yeah,
this is the Millennium Dome, which I've plonked down somewhere, and I'm going to work on when I get time.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a rather unfortunate sailing trip that I took. Unfortunately, it got a bit rough.
That ocean texture looks a bit something. Yeah.
It's moving, and it's near Pirate Islands. You can find that if you want to take a boat onto it.
Scripted say, Stonehenge.
Stonehenge, yeah, that's to the west of the main area. If you look on the map,
I hope
again,
it's
not on the destination guide.
It's not on the coast either. I take it.
No. Wolf Territories Marina.
I always see these fake pictures from America where they think Stonehenge is overlooking the sea.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, nah, come on.
No, there's a
picture of fake, you know.
Yeah, there's a medieval encampment there as well. So anyway, this is Wolf Territories Marina, where we've got a few boats lying around. And this is one of my.
That's interesting. That's interesting. A sec, actually.
There's a boat.
I've actually been reading about the site at Stonehenge, and they're really uncovering massive stuff about.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
It'd be quite interesting to model. I don't know where they're doing it, but model that data virtually, how it looked before it was built, sort of thing.
And Marina, more mountains. Mountains and valleys. Okay, so this is a thing called the hang glider experience. So you land here, walk across that bridge, just follow the path. After about 15-20 minutes of walking, you'll get to a place where you can get a free hang glider and fly down the mountains. This is our original welcome area that unfortunately has succumbed to decay, so that's not the welcome area anymore. What's this? Just mountain pictures. You can see some of the mountains that are around for you to try. There's me looking very handsome at.
You're always handsome, aren't you?
I look very handsome today, but this is Wolf Territories Ocean 20. If you go here, this is what you'll see. Right. All the ships. And this is just this is one of my trains out
and
on the track.
The track is now up in the air. Well,
yeah, Flying Scotsman. That's going over a valley. Just a little mountain picture as well. I spent a lot of time doing environment settings to do these sunrises and sunsets, so you'll see a lot of that. If someone rents a region, they can have it. There's another castle with a big waterfall inside the castle. This is the. Where's that? Oh, that's the old welcome. That is, I think. Again, there's some more of this incredible sea.
Very bumpy.
Yeah, it is. There's me again.
Right, rough sea crossings.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the main train station again. That's the rail yard. So Wolf Territories rail yard. If you go there, clicking through this is the ballroom. Another thing built by Luna Lemeria. It's a beautiful ballroom. So you can go and visit that. There's a train line running around the back of it. And this is the Japanese castle. And again, all those mountains in the background, they're all real. So you can go and stand on top of them and look at the castle.
Yeah.
And Wolf Hollow, that's where it all started, really, I suppose. 2 or 3 years ago when I first had my little region on Kitely. And this is a COVID-19 thing. Don't know what that is. And this is done. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the end of it.
We're there.
We're there.
I think we're there.
We've arrived. That's a tiny fraction of what we have at Wolf Territories Grid, obviously. So yeah. And the website's wolfterritories.org as well, because that'll give you all the details of how to get there and how to wander around. Yeah.
I chose exactly the wrong time to stick a lozenge in my mouth, didn't I?
Yes, you did actually. Yeah.
Fair enough. Right, back on track. Okay. Well, this has been great. I mean, I think we've got a pretty good idea. James, have you got any sort of questions you fancy asking Wolf while we're?
No, I can't imagine the amount of work involved in building all this. It's really amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's been about two years in total because things have kind of moved across grids. But the tech behind it is the thing, because of supporting this amount of regions is not easy.
No, I can't imagine.
Let's just say, and the tech to do it. So I can take you through some of the tech if I get the magic screen to appear on that middle screen. We don't want volunteers.
I'm trying to think how we did this the other day. Oh no, I know how we do it. We do it via Discord, don't we?
Did we? Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh,
I think
oh, you
maybe.
should
Yeah.
tell your streamer about that. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
get ready.
Yeah. Well, this is a bit of an add-on, and I've forgotten about it. But
Okay.
basically,
Do you want me to stream my screen and go to the? I could
Yeah,
do
that'd
that,
be
or you
fine
could
in
just.
Discord. Yep. Nobody will see it in
Okay,
World,
yeah.
but that's all right.
They should
Yeah.
do. If I stream it, then if you the thing with the what? Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the group? There's the group screen.
The bird triggers the mouse cage that falls down and causes the mouse to run outside.
Yeah, something like that. So
Something like that.
let's see now. Can you see my screen? Okay, everyone.
I can. I'm just getting it
Okay,
positioned for capture.
Yeah. Here we are.
Okay, so I'm just going to log into the back end. So I'm going to talk a bit about some of the tech, all this stuff. These are all the servers and things going on the database. Now, so basically, we've got another hard bare metal server coming at the moment, and you can see all these little things there. They're all virtual servers running on top of the bare metal. And so, and just take you through some of the stuff. So we've got tons and tons of storage. So our asset store. So what I did was, I took a lesson from various grids that have gone down for 2 months while they moved their asset store because it got too big for the storage they had, and a lesson from the reliability of storage as well, and just being a bit concerned about all that because these asset stores can get very big. So what I have is I'm using something called object storage. And what object storage is, it's not like, for those who are a bit technically minded, it's not like storing in a standard file system on your PC. Okay, it's incredibly reliable and it's huge. So at the moment, I have an availability of about 1.2 petabytes. To give you an idea, that's over 1,000 terabytes. So if you've got a 1 terabyte disk in your PC, imagine 1,000 of those. And it's stored in such a way that it's very, very resilient, so we can actually have banks of drives falling over, and it's stored in a server farm, obviously, so I rent the space. So I had to build the tech to actually interface OS Grid to OS Grid. Where's that come from? OpenSim to this. The other thing that I've got is you see this little chap called Robust. That's actually a server, and you can see he's not doing very much at the moment, but he's actually quite busy, even though it doesn't look very busy. And this server is actually our robust server. So what I've got 10 robust servers running. The problem with robust, of course, is that it's single threaded. So that means that it has to do a job before it can do it. It stops, it does a little job, and then it does the next little job and the next little job. And the problem with that is, of course, if you've got 700 regions with loads of people on them, it's got lots and lots of work to do to actually look after that. So we have something called a load balancer that kind of finds the least busy robust server and gives it the work to do. So so that kind of works. So I've kind of built all the structure around that using an Apache web server. All this stuff, all the tech I've got, I'm talking about, you can find the details out on my YouTube channel, which is available. If you come to the grid, you can actually see it. So let's see if I go back to here. So here we are. Actually, you're looking at me in here. Woo! But I don't know if you saw our destination guide appear very, very quickly. If you're in Firestorm, you just press that little button over there. And then I've also got this here, which you can just about see. But it's not coming up properly because I'm not on my grid. But if I was at my grid, you can then use that little function to access stuff. So I'm trying to implement a lot of the things that they don't normally have implemented in OpenSim. And that's really, where the tech is. So basically, I can move that whole server to a different server, and it will just carry on working. So our new bare metal server should be coming this week, which should give me some more capacity and space.
Where do you actually host the servers physically?
So all our servers are hosted in Dusseldorf in a huge server farm, and at this point, so I used to actually have all my servers sitting on Contabo, okay, and then a horse arrived. A little horse arrived at my grid and she was brilliant. She started talking about servers, and I said, look, I've got a huge setup, I don't want to move it. And she started talking about servers and started showing me some stuff, and I was like, when do we move? So we took about 2 weeks to actually move the grid across without too much downtime from Contabo onto these other servers, with this sort of facility that we just didn't have any of this stuff there. and she's a tiny little hosting business that hosts the servers in Dusseldorf. Now the thing was, one of the issues I had was with the speed of access to the object storage. So obviously, where your assets are, your servers need to be as close as possible physically to those assets. And she pulled up a virtual machine, and I went ping address of object store, and it was like under a millisecond. I'm like, right, when can we move? Because it makes such a difference to the services to be able to pull assets very, very quickly. Because traditionally, object storage is normally used for doing streaming videos. So, for instance, like YouTube. So, what they tend to do is with object storage, they will stream a bit of the file, and then the user can go, I don't want to watch this anymore. It's a boring video about Wolf Territories Grid that I'll be watching for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they stop, they haven't pulled the whole file from the object storage, which of course is completely not what we want, because with ours, we just want to take the whole file and get it over as quickly as possible. So there's all kinds of gotchas and everything there, and very difficult things, and you've got to have the right settings, and it took me ages to get it kind of right, to build a stable asset storage, because it is the key to this thing. If you want to have a huge grid, get ready with your asset storage, because you've got to get it right. And you know, I've been building these systems for about 25, 30 years for different things, and I can tell you the number one thing is start off with the right architecture, you know, and adapt it as you need, rather than getting 2-3 years down the line and going, we're stuck, we've got no space, we've got no disk space, so we're going to have to pick the whole thing up and move it somewhere else. You know, talk to some network guys, and I can point people to my hosting girl. She's absolutely brilliant, and she's been sort of really with us on the journey. So do get in touch, and if you've got questions, like I've already helped one grid get on object storage 2 now. So if you're interested in any of that and you want to have a chat with me, I'm really happy to talk to other grids on how to implement some of these tools. You know, and maybe solve a few little problems, I suppose.
I'm just thinking, I mean, it's quite a long way off yet, December probably, but maybe a shortened version of this bit we could do at the OpenSim Community Conference, because I think it's something, all this back-end stuff, you know, there's obviously a lot going on, like what you're doing, that never gets, you know, it's in the way. Nobody knows
it doesn't, and you know, it's the cool what I love about OpenSim is you can get one little machine and you can boot up a whole grid on OpenSim.
Yeah.
What I hate about OpenSim is that you can get one little machine, boot up an OpenSim thing and start building it, and not realize the big horrible things you're planning for yourself when you've got to 30 regions and 10 regions even, and you've got customers and they've decided to have an event. Yeah. And they're running all these scripts and suddenly it doesn't work, and you're sitting there going, what do I do? My machine's running like a dog. Why is it running like a dog?
The classic thing we find going on Safari and things, you know, is you get to somewhere and sort of it's all laggy and it's doing this, that, and the other, and sort of you talk to the host and say, well, it was okay for me.
Yeah.
They're on their own grid. You know, they've just haven't necessarily tested it for scaling.
Yeah. And also caching, of course, everything's cached. Yeah. So they've been on their own grid for 6 months and never cleared their cache. So when they land, it just all appears real quick. So I clear my cache every day to see what it's like for someone who lands, you know, and I also visit it with other avatars. And one of the issues I've got at the moment is teleporting to other grids because they're not able to keep up with my servers.
Sure.
So that's become a bit of an issue, and there's a couple of issues with remote teleporting to other grids, but that's bound to happen when you've got this kind of setup, you know. And this is the problem. It's like I say, OpenSim is basically an airfix kit, or it's a little model plane kit where they didn't give you all the parts, and some of the parts don't fit, and there's no glue, and you've got to try and work out how to bring it all together. And then someone comes along and says, oh, by the way, if you use these new wigs, it'll be faster, and that breaks something else. So it's not an easy thing to do,
sure,
by any stretch of the imagination. I'm making it reliable, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the interoperability of grids, I mean, technically the hypergrid and OpenSim has fixed that, and then, you know, you've got the suitcase as well as the inventory, so you can technically drag stuff over quicker, but we're still back at the same position of all this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of you know, it's okay having all these servers linked, but they're on different architectures themselves.
Yeah,
They may be linked, but they behave different ways, and you know,
they do. Protocols change. Yeah.
Yeah. While I've got it, and while you're screen sharing in Discord here, and it's on, well, it's obviously on our broadcast too. Down at the bottom here, you on the left, this is on your interface. You're wearing a heads-up display for your own thing. It's not actually a HUD. It's just simply indicating that your voice technology is operating.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
it. Yeah. So
this, because this
sure.
this allows it doesn't help me, unfortunately, because I'm a mesh, otherwise known as a mess, but. It does allow lots of lip movement and stuff like that on things like animals.
That's right. Yeah. So if you come to my grid in the welcome area, there's a box you can get, so you can get this thing, and you can see my mouth is chattering away, and it gives you all the tools you need. And there's a video on how to set it up on my YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. Come and get it, and hopefully it'll work with most avatars. It should make your mouth start chattering like mine is chattering away. And I keep looking at you real awkward. It looks like I'm going to eat you or something. Like,
yeah, I know.
I'm starving. I'm a hungry wolf.
You are a bit.
I'm very hungry. I am very hungry. You are very, very delicious.
Tell me, is the lip movement there on this HUD? Is this activated by the incoming sound, or is it
both? It's both. So if I type, hang on, let me type something. I'll stop talking and type something.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you can type. Right, so your lips move even though you're just typing.
Yeah. And I nodded as well. That doesn't mean anything, by the way.
Disability people might like that because they've always text only, you know, and they're typing away.
Yeah.
Makes a very boring television. But
I'm really conscious of that because I've got one of my ladies she's deaf, so we have to like think about those things, you know.
Yeah.
It's really important, and I think it's really important to make it as accessible as possible. So if anyone comes along and says I can't access this, then I'll change it. We'll make it accessible if we can.
And sometimes, you know, it's like on my iPhone, for example, I go to the accessibility settings, not because I need anything in particular. It's just that sometimes these settings are damn useful.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very much the same in virtual worlds, you know, sort of you've got a voice to text plug-in or something.
Yeah.
I don't need that really, but then you suddenly think, well, actually, it might just that thing I heard about, it might just be useful for this. And you, one thing I used to have a problem with in Second Life, was I would film musicians, you know, the troubadour type or whatever, and they'd be sitting there posing, looking cute with their guitar straps on and a dance, you know, thing that makes them move and swagger their hips or whatever. But then they'd start singing and their lips didn't move. And on camera, this was
yeah.
So, you know, something like that is very easy. Presumably they will wear that, and their lips would move in accordance with, you know, it wouldn't be necessary the sound on the stream.
Yeah.
It would recognise that they're sort of singing, so they would look more natural. So to me, it's a useful tool for broadcast, you know.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think I'm trying to just do. It's just about filling in the blanks, of course, because I think on Second Life they have this sort of thing. You know, and I'm always exploring different viewers and looking at things and. Yeah, so there you go.
Great. Well, actually, from the sound of it, you're as exhausted as we are, and I'm just been listening. It's a long job, this, isn't it? Let me. Okay, let's. Before we call it a wrap or something, let's get sorted in the connections people can make. What your YouTube username?
Easiest thing is to go to wolfterritories.org on the web. And also, if you come to our grid and click the little search button down the bottom, you can just click YouTube here, and it will bring up the YouTube like this. And you can just go to my YouTube straight away.
Right, so Wolf Territories Grid is the YouTube channel.
Yeah. So if you want to come to our grid, it's grid.wolfterritories.org:8002. We'll take you straight here to us, and that'll take you to our main Wolf Territories mounting, where I'll probably be hanging around hassling people I do apologise. We've got a bit.
No sneaking in undiscovered.
Yeah, you won't get away. Yeah. But I do apologise. We've got a problem with owls at the moment, so you'll see them flattering around.
Owls?
Owls, yeah. I've got a couple of owls that won't leave people alone. They don't like my entertainments manager. It's really funny. When I turn up, they hover around me and they follow me around, and then when he turns up, they attack him. So it's quite funny.
Oh god! Actually, the things you can do with follow scripts. Actually,
yeah. What scripts? You mean they're not real?
Of course they're real. They're real scripts.
Everything's real. Yeah.
I've got a script in this brain thing in my head that makes my toes wiggle, and I can't stop it.
All right.
Definitely.
Okay, thanks for that.
Okay. Well, I don't know which screen I'm looking at anymore. I'm partly looking at the desktop.
Mine. You're looking at mine.
We're sharing yours, aren't we? Yeah. Right. So we got the Get address there, and we got the YouTube account. I can't wait to get back there and nose around a little thing, because I mean, you've got lots of. How are you with permissions and stuff? I mean, do you let people take stuff?
I used to. I really hate it. I used to let people res stuff and join a group and be able to res, but because of the griefers that have been around, we've had. Yeah. She tried it out on us. Didn't get very far. She landed, and it was like immediately banned. And then I'm working with a couple of other grid owners, and we've got their MAC addresses. If you're a grid owner and you want to know what the MAC addresses are and the things to put in your OpenSim to block them, just come and see me and have a chat. We've got a Discord group as well, which is well worth joining. They're a lovely bunch of people, and we have lots of exciting discussions. Mainly about I can't teleport to so and so grid. How am I supposed to fix that? Yeah.
Can somebody help me with my problem? Yes.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, and I want to be available to help people as much as I can. If you can't do something, you need to learn. If I haven't done a video about it, I'll do one, or I'll show you how to solve the issue.
When I was talking about copies and stuff like that, do you have a currency in World? Are you with?
We're Globits.
Globits, that was it.
Yeah. The guy Chris at Globits has been brilliant with us. At first I wanted to do Podex, but I could not get any support on it, really. I was just told to go and talk to this guy on Skype. He never responded, and it looks like the libraries are half missing. And do you know what? I just thought... So I had a good chat with Chris at Globits, and he's been brilliant at helping us sort out various issues with certificates.
Right.
So, yeah. And a lot of grids are running Globits, so cool.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I know Chris, we had him on here once upon a time at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So, and presumably there are freebies and stuff too for.
We've got a few places, shopping malls and things.
Yeah, that meant some of your own promotions. I mean, for example, if I wanted to get or buy the elevator for the treehouse, for example.
Oh, you don't have to buy it. Just come and see me and have a chat, and I'll give it to you.
Yeah, but
it's not a problem. I just like if you do see something in Wolf Territories grid you like. As long as we have rights to do it. Obviously, if it's something that's being bought on Kitely, we'll just send you to Kitely to go and buy it, because I really want to encourage creators to earn money, because actually they do work. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
oh sure, yeah. No, I don't. There's a big habit. I mean, and I'm as guilty as anybody of visiting places on the hypergrid and right clicking and it says, "Oh, copy."
Yeah.
But some other grids are actually mixed. There is stuff around that people have got for free themselves, so they pass it on for free. But at the same time, there's other things you click on and they want, can be Globits, as you say, Podex.
Yeah.
Another one, I think it's on OpenSim Grid that pops up now and again. Some of them are really faulty, they say you need more money and then they point you to Linden Labs.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
No, that's right, yeah. No, everything works in that sort of area, and it took me weeks to even get to the point of it all working, but... Yeah, so it is one of my bugbears is that I love the fact that a lot of things are free in OpenSim, but I also recognise that for it to grow and for people to get tech and have proper servers rather than trying to run it on a PC at home, we need to have people paying money. Not necessarily to me, but to like Luna's creations are just incredible, and she needs to earn a living from it. And the more and if people can earn a living in OpenSim like they do in Second Life, it creates a world where we can actually get some really cool creators, and it will attract Second Life creators to come over here and bring some of their incredible things. And so, I love having the free stuff. Everyone loves things that are free, but I recognise that for this to grow, people have got to make a living.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You've got kind of space to say it. I mean, I get into a lot of discussion at they're called the Open Metaverse Initiative, and in fact, apart from a couple of them, they don't really even know OpenSim, let alone even Second Life. But there's always this debate, of it should all be open source, and everything should interoperate and stuff, and that's actually a very fair argument, because that in itself does not preclude commerce.
No.
What it represents is an open system of interoperability, and you can have 20 people doing commerce and stuff, and you can have myriad methods of protection, but to grow the actual platforms and the interoperability, you just need to expand on the open source front. If it's just a load of different walled gardens, creators won't benefit there either. I mean, a creator who makes a lot of money in Second Life is probably happy at the moment, but if they can't actually sell to OpenSim because it's behind a firewall in Second Life, they've actually been done a disservice in a way. In fact, I was rather hoping that when Philip returned, he'd actually do, because he's very keen on interop. I was hoping that we might see Second Life's marketplace provide a service to OpenSim without actually allowing teleports, but we'll see.
I think there is, unfortunately, OpenSim has a bit of a bad reputation, that it's kind of everyone's going around copy-botting things from Second Life, and there's two ways of looking at it. I think the first way is that whatever you do, however you try and protect your bank account, someone will have money off you. Someone will rob you. So, it's like supermarkets. They know that somebody's going to take the stuff. Doesn't make it right, but they know a percentage of their stuff is going to be taken. But the point is that a lot of their stuff gets sold. And if I could just get some of these incredible creators over here, I'd be so happy. Yeah. And I've got some really nice shops available for them. Not in a really stock standard Mal, really nice shops available right now for free for people to bring creation in and sell it for glow bits. Really keen on it. I just think it'd be brilliant.
How would you approach, or how do you approach the task of getting residents, be they commercial like shops or just actual?
I've been really lucky. I haven't really gone out and done any serious advertising. I've just put my prices up and said, this is the concept, this is what I'm doing. Come and have a chat, see what you've got, and people just turn up and ask if I can, can I run their farm or something like that. Of course I can. I can run farms. I've got the tech, I've got the space. I don't care if you make 28,000 note cards, because I've got the tech to run it. And it just if people have just turn up and have a chat and come back and get to know the community and get to know the people, and go, do you know what? I really like it here, so I'm going to move in. But I think it's one of these things that people have got to find the grid they're at home in, and so that might be our grid, it might be another grid. I'm happy for people to go and go to any other grid. Josh has done some amazing work with Avi Worlds and Zeta Worlds as well. Vincent's done some really cool stuff, and so just go and tour the grids.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier this tribal thing and whatever, and I think there's there is. People do congregate in sort of small tribes or bigger tribes. Sometimes people will go to a very small grid because the whole grid is dedicated to the kind of thing they would consider their tribal activity.
Exactly.
And it could be a grid just for book fans, readers.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been really interesting. I really noticed it. I saw a new metaverse appear in VR. On the Oculus Quest 2, and it was brand new. There was nothing there. It was just buildings, and people started making these little tribes. You know, like this is the crochet region, and you're thinking, why are you doing this? Because it's built into human nature.
Yeah.
And so my feelings about the whole grid thing is that we shouldn't all be sitting there making our own grids, going, "Oh, you've got to come and join my grid." What we should actually do is all work together to make OpenSim incredible.
Yeah.
And realize that if you have the grid that if someone kind of understands, gets what you're trying to do, like when the light goes on and someone goes, hang on, wait a minute, so if I have a region on your grid, I can go anywhere in the grid by boat or plane or walk or whatever. When they get that, they might come to my grid and they'll move in. But if there's someone who says, no, I don't want that, I want to be on a little island on my own away from other people, I mean, you can do that on my grid, but you can still get in a boat, you know, because I've got enough space that you can do it.
Sure.
You know, it is about people are tribal things, and so let's recognise that and encourage people to find the right grid.
I suppose the sort of thing about a lot of the success of OpenSim actually has been educators and things like schools and things who are always actually behind firewalls. So, you know, the teacher will have an adult account on grid or other, but the students, the kids, will only have their avatar on the grid that they're taught on, and that grid is closed. You can't have you can't have the grid out unless you're the teacher. So,
exactly.
you know, but the great thing about OpenSim is it is compatible with that too, if that is what's needed.
Yeah, exactly. We've actually got a music school. I can't tell you where it is, obviously, because it's exactly that. But it's a music school in Wolf Territory's grid where it's actually a little tiny company, and they have online tutoring. But suddenly they've got this really nice building that looks like a Victorian music school. And you imagine this nice building on an island with a big ship out the front, you know, that I built for them. And when I showed them it, look, you can actually bring your web page up on here, and we can stream stuff into here. And they're like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So,
yes, putting your mind to the task of things and finding one's way around it. Actually, I mean, sort of, you know, I'm certainly most impressed by what we've learned here, and sort of spend some time. I might even get an avatar on your grid just for the sake of it.
You should do, actually, yeah. Just have a go, you know. We've got some different avatar shapes, so I know my designers are working on a few more. They're just brilliant, and both of them have got male avatars are horrible to build, you know. That's why I'm the same shape all the time.
Well, in Second Life, I'm an adorable little cat mesh.
Fairies are very welcome, obviously.
I've got a HUD, you know, but of course I can't get it out of Second Life. You know, I've been looking for a cat on OpenSim, but if I found it, it would probably be copy-pasted anyway.
I think there's one on Everyworlds. I think there is someone available on Everyworlds.
I've never really been to Everyworlds.
Josh's big store.
We used to have a joke on this program, well, with Maria at Hypergrid Business Model. We called it the yo-yo grid, because Everyworlds was just went through so many kind of up down.
Yeah. My entertainment manager does make those comments, but you know, Josh has done some really fantastic videos on YouTube, but they're getting a bit old now, but it's worth exploring some of that. And you know, and the thing about OpenSim is it's not run by big commercial companies.
No.
And so this does happen, you know, it's like up and down. Oh my goodness, the inventory's all gone. You know, it's like, I mean, I'm hoping that my grid will not be like this. I want it to be probably the best run grid on the hypergrid if we can do it.
Yeah.
But there are some things in it, you know, it isn't easy, and huge respect to people who have no technical knowledge at all trying to make this thing work. You know, it's immensely frustrating at times, and you know, especially when it's like one script takes a region down and things like that.
Yeah. I know.
So
okay, well, I'm of course I was on for an hour before we even started this show.
This is where we 2 hours.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. It's no, I can't. Where's it gone? It's 90 minutes actually. That's not bad.
No, it's not too bad.
I felt like we've been even longer. Okay,
I just hope the camera's on.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm watching the monitor.
I think it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see the broadcast behind my head. Well,
Oh, that's good.
when I turn.
Yeah, that's my screen.
Yeah, that was quite interesting actually, because that's what reminded me about the HUD at the bottom and things like that. Seeing, what's on your.
Yeah, it's quite useful to do.
What's the tall and ear thing? Is that for your avatar, the wolf?
Oh, this thing, yeah, this is the tail and ear thing, so it makes my tail do things like wag and
Oh,
my ears kind of. But unfortunately, I have this rather tasteful hat, so I can't. You probably won't see my ears doing very much.
it's like my cat in Second Life. The HUD allows me to play or
Yeah,
eat.
yeah, we don't do that.
Just
Don't do playing.
Yeah. Oh, it's just wait. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Right.
My gun works as well.
I'm looking at my desktop and I can't figure out what Windows where now, because of course I've had to I've actually expanded Discord so that we're actually viewing that in World 2, not what everybody else is watching. But
Yeah. So that's
it's been great. It's been great having you. I think
it's been very nice coming over.
We better start calling it a wrap. I've got a feeling we could talk all night if we wanted to.
Yeah, well, I'm quite happy to talk all night, But like I said, I'm really open to talking to grid owners and people who are interested in it or whatever. If you want to talk tech, that's cool. I'm quite happy to, but I might bore you to tears.
Yeah, I have to admit. Well, no, I'm very good at latching on to what people are talking about in tech channels and things like that. Not as a participant, but I can get the drift of what's going on, if you feel what I mean. So I can come up with the, when I'm asking questions, I'm doing over kind of questions,
Yeah, got you. Yeah.
Not the deep questions, but all the, it's all fascinating because as long as you've got the sort of basic grip on it, you can come up with it. I like to think when I'm asking questions, I can come up with ideas and say, well, so-and-so can do that, and so-and-so can do that. Why can't they work together?
Yeah, exactly.
Like 12 equals 6, or something. Yeah, so. Right, okay, well, we'll call it quits, I think. Unless James has got any other questions before we go.
No, I was just thinking, I was curious if the facial animator for the mesh, does it have emotes in addition to talking?
Yeah, this is happy. This is sad.
Okay, I see it.
This is laughing. No, you don't see anything because I haven't got anything.
Oh, I
just
thought I
was just like,
I thought I saw your eyes.
I was just joking. Yeah, I was joking. I look the same however I feel. Cross. I look cross. I'm always cross.
Yeah, but I think I've got I took a copy, so I probably got it here. I can drop it on James. But yeah, because some of it you can control via the channel command, can't you, in text?
Yeah,
if I remember rightly. Or yeah. In fact, I don't think you even have to wear the HUD, or certainly not have it on screen. So complicated.
I just wanted to give a real plug to to this little hosting company I'm using.
Oh, it's Dusseldorf, yeah.
Yeah, in Dusseldorf. No, she's actually in Austria. But for some reason, it's gone out my head. Right, okay. I'm just going to say this. She's lovely, and if you want to host your own grid and you want some nice servers, it was actually cheaper to get the servers through her than it was to actually rent them directly from the from the server farm for some reason. Don't know how that works, but yeah.
It's got her own deal, maybe. I've got quite funny there. You've got Blue Mail, and your browser is. What do you think alike?
There she is. Dream Hosting. Right, dreamhosting.at.
Oh, I've heard of Dream Hosting. Yeah, they're quite well known.
That's her. She's lovely, and she's quite young, but she's very, very good. Really, really supportive. Dreamhosting.at. Plug. And yeah, so I'm actually running Zorin OS Linux. So I don't use Windows at all, really, except when I have to. So this is actually Zorin OS Linux. If you want to try Linux out, it's very cool. Throw it on a machine, and it will give you a really good start. But I like this kind of layout, but you can make it look like Windows pretty easy. So I can go to things like this, Zorin appearance, like this, and I can say I want it to look like Windows. There we go. Now it looks like Windows.
Sorry, I've got. Yeah. No, James.
I think I'm still.
Yeah, no, I've hidden it on my
You've
desktop.
hidden it
So I
somehow,
think
Mal. Yeah.
Yeah, James has still got it on OBS. Have you? Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
you can switch it around, make it look
No,
like a Mac.
Yeah, because what I was going to say, I've got my Mac here is and my Windows machines actually look very similar because I customize. I've got the same sort of start bar at the top on everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, apart from Apple's Finder, where it being an extra bar. I mean, I sometimes forget which platform I'm on. Well, I don't. The Mac works, and Windows doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, let's not start that argument, eh? You know what
Yeah.
people are like. We'll
Talking
never hear the
things-
end of it.
Oh, yeah, there we are. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Anyway, yeah.
That's better. That's the one I like. Yeah. So yeah. So and if you want to talk about Linux to me, I'm very happy to chat you through Linux and having a look at Linux instead of Windows. I know a lot. It's been amazing watching some of the Reddit forums about people coming onto the Linux forum going, "My machine won't run Windows 11. What do I do now?" Throw Linux on it. And one of the things I like to do as well is sometimes I fix computers. I don't really do much of it now because it's just too time consuming, but they'll give me an old laptop and say, I don't know what you're going to do with this. So I throw Linux on it and suddenly you bring it back to life again, with a full office package and internet and everything. So, and give it to somebody and say, here's a laptop. It's not got Windows on it, it's got Linux on it, but if all you're doing is reading emails and doing the web, but I'm a coder by trade, so yeah. Are we actually finishing now?
Mal, are you here? Uh-oh.
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone big
He's gone.
time.
He's gone big time. Okay.
He has a regular issue with Virgin Internet stopping.
Does he?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, good.
So I think we could probably end the program here.
Yeah, maybe we should.
It'll take.
Well, we
a
could
few
talk about
minutes
Mel
to
for
reboot.
5 minutes.
We could. We actually could. Man,
Yeah.
that
What?
Mal.
Should we tell jokes about Mal? Mal Burns.
No, he's a great
What's
guy.
the matter with you? I'm burning. Mal Burns.
Mal is burning.
He's burning.
Mal is on fire.
Mal is on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on
Yeah.
fire. I'm on fire as a wolf.
I'm on fire.
You can tell we've been doing this. We're starting to lose it.
That's
because
a Bruce Springsteen song, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Fire.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
On fire. Yeah, it's very short, as I remember.
Well, I think we can wrap up. It'll take him a while to
Yeah,
reboot everything.
we'll wrap it up.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much. It's great watching your stuff, and it's a great place to visit.
Oh, thank
Looks
you.
like fun times, and I will say thank you on behalf of Mal, and thank you on behalf of the OpenSim community.
Oh, that's
we've
my
got some of
pleasure.
the
My pleasure.
greatest
Always
people.
glad to help.
Yeah, you bet. All right, so thank you everybody, and let's see, what's Mal's sign off? I wish you a good tomorrow, good evening, good morning, wherever and whenever you are. We will see you soon.
And a happy Christmas.
And a happy Christmas. That's right. Thanks. Bye for now.
Wolfmas. Happy Wolfmas. See you later. Bye.
Yep.